Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Navi and here I am to share with you an exciting topic which will really change the way you think and you see the world. Well, we all have been terrified of the massive layoffs that have been happening all over the tech companies across the globe. AI has been accused of the main reason why these layoffs have been happening. Especially Meta, they laid off 8,000 employees as a result of automating their workflows with AI. This was something terrifying for most of the techies who are there out there in the world. That this is a very big concern for most people. What we need to realize is that rather than being reactive, we need to be capable of having a sense of what is gonna happen. And we should be prepared for the worst thing that can ever happen. Yeah, that's how we should be prepared. So also, along with that, we should also leverage the future. We should have an idea about the direction of technology, how it is progressing, and what is the potential future. And if you want to see it, we need the skill of thinking from we need the skill of seeing the future, predicting the future. And this is only possible if we have the ability to think in first principles. What does it mean? Thinking in first principles means starting from assumptions. It can either be breaking down complex topics or complex things into subsequent small tiny blocks which we can understand. And then again, starting again from those tiny blocks, taking it together, considering those as our assumptions and thinking what will happen if this is going to happen and what will be the potential outcomes of these things. We are reasoning about the things that can probably happen if the assumption is this. This is what I mean by thinking in first principles. This is a very crucial thing or a skill that we need to have, that we should possess if we want to become better personalities. If you want to grow, this is a very important skill that you need to develop. So here today, I'm gonna help you think in first principles to predict the future that we have, the uncertain, unpredictable future. We are gonna uncover it just using first principles. So what is the current situation? We can see that we are seeing massive layoffs across the globe for which AI is being accused of. Yeah, AI is AI is progressing at a massive scale. And we are working so hard to catch up with the progresses that AI is making each day. It's difficult to become, it's becoming more and more difficult to catch up with the advancements that AI is having. So, in such a situation, what is the next thing that can potentially happen? When AI is making such differences, such growth, and such progress in its performance, companies are surely gonna use AI to replace automate or repetitive tasks and jobs, right? That's surely gonna happen. Uh, this is gonna happen mostly in tech companies at first, and gradually its effect will precipitate into other local businesses as well. But it will take some time to precipitate the influence of AI and AI tools to reach local companies. So if we are just focusing on tech companies, we can see that tech companies will surely try to adapt with AI. They will surely try to understand how they can leverage AI, how they can utilize AI to make their work more productive, more valuable, and how they can upskill themselves at a much faster rate. This is something they're gonna try to find out. Okay, then They will surely replace some automated jobs, right? Or repetitive tasks that can be automated, right? Yeah. If that's the case, some people will surely lose their job, and we will have to, and they will have to find other jobs. So they will have to develop the skills they have. They should develop the skills that the companies are actually looking for. But the question I have is, the companies are not trying to automate or replace all the possible workflows. That's what I'm currently seeing with Meta. If that's the case, if companies are completely obsessed with collecting data about how people are working, how people think when when they are putting deep thoughts about solving a particular problem, the designs behind building a great software, the decisions being made about trade-offs, the architecture chosen for it, while the trade-offs are discussed in a great way. I'm pretty sure that those things are documented well, and these things are used as training data to feed the AI. That is something which is gonna happen, right? Because especially Meta is so obsessed with replacing their employees. They're currently using their employees just like annotators, or just like data collectors. The tech employees in Meta are providing data for their own replacement to Meta so that Meta can train their own AI models. But then comes the question, Meta needs people to build their AI models to do the work until AI can do its own improvement, until AI is capable of building its own more capable models just by talking with CEO. So the final ideal situation that Meta is looking for is when CEO is the only person who is needed to run a massive tech company like Meta. Just think about it. Yeah, I think that's what Mark Zuckerberg is looking out for. He wants to replace everyone else, and potentially he might get replaced too. Anyway, I think that's what they are planning to do. They want to build such a great AI system that is capable of healing itself, improving itself, which is capable of finding the problems in the systems and capable of building solutions. Think by reasoning, by thinking, by making decisions about trade-offs and all. I think this is what they're planning for. But the problem is that if AI is doing all these kinds of jobs, then why would people care about architectural decisions, the trade-offs that are needed to be done? People will, then what will people do? People will have to do something else that AI cannot do to make money to survive. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know. It feels like in earlier times, people were rewarded more because we realized that humans can provide more value by working on intellectual skills, by solving problems, by using the knowledge and the intellect that we have. It has more value than the physical work we do because we realize that if we really used the brains that we have, we will be able to build great systems that can do the physical work. Because humans are limited. Humans have limited physical power, but they have huge intellectual power. So we can use this intellectual power to build great systems that can itself do the physical labors in a great, efficient way. This is something I realized. So I do believe that you also got an understanding. So this is just an example of how to think in first principles manner. We started from the assumptions that we have. If the assumptions that we hold is false, if they are not strong, then it just will lead to the collapse of the entire framework that we built. You realize it? I help you. So start from first principles. First principles are principles that will remain true, which cannot be shaken, which will not collapse. That's why we call it first principles. Those are the absolute truths upon which we are building our ideas, our derivations. And the purpose of thinking in first principles is to get to know about the future, and along with that, to know what is the simplest way of solving certain problems. And I do believe that you got a really great clarity on how this is happening, how this is working and all. If that's the case, then I really want to tell you one thing. Thank you for listening to this. And I do believe that you really obtained great value from this video. If that's the case, then please subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you will be able to see more and more this kind of videos in future, which will be truly valuable to your career and change the entire mindset that you have towards learning. So see you in next week. See you next time. And signing off, Naveen. And this is bye bye.